Dealing with a narcissist can feel like walking through a storm. Their behavior often leaves us drained, frustrated, and questioning ourselves. But there is a way to reclaim peace and power without sinking to their level. By incorporating the wisdom of Buddhism, we can find strength, clarity, and practical steps to handle these situations gracefully. Let's explore 7 ways to put a narcissist in their place while staying rooted in compassion and mindfulness. Lesson 1. Become uninteresting and unresponsive. Narcissists thrive on attention. Like a flame, they burn brighter when fed with fuel. The Buddhist principle of detachment teaches us to step back and let go of the urge to react. When you become uninteresting to a narcissist, you take away their power over you. What does this look like in practice? Start by remaining calm when they try to provoke you. Don't argue, explain, or seek their validation. If they criticize you, acknowledge their words without reacting emotionally. For example, if they accuse you of being selfish, you might say, "I hear what you're saying," and leave it at that. This isn't about being passive, it's about being strategic. Buddhism encourages us to see the bigger picture. By choosing not to engage, you create space for yourself to focus on what truly matters. Remember, a narcissist's behavior is not about you. It's a reflection of their inner struggles. When you stop feeding their ego, they lose interest. This isn't immediate, but with patience, it works. Practicing mindfulness can help you stay composed and avoid being drawn into their games. Lesson 2. Enforce limits and consequences for their behavior. Narcissists often disregard boundaries. They push, manipulate, and test limits to see how much they can get away with. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate wisdom and courage to stand firm when necessary. To set limits, first identify your boundaries. Ask yourself, what behavior am I no longer willing to tolerate? This clarity will guide your actions. Next, communicate these boundaries clearly and calmly. For instance, if a narcissist constantly interrupts you, you might say, "I value our conversations, but I need to finish my thoughts without interruption." The key is consistency. If they cross a line, follow through with consequences. If they ignore your request, you might leave the conversation or take a break from interacting with them. This teaches them that their actions have repercussions. Buddhism reminds us that boundaries are not acts of aggression, they are acts of self-respect. When you enforce limits, you protect your peace without wishing harm on the other person. You can even approach this with compassion, understanding that their behavior comes from deep insecurity. Setting boundaries may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's necessary for your well-being. Over time, the narcissist will learn that you are no longer an easy target. Lesson 3. Gently but firmly point out their narcissistic traits. Confronting a narcissist directly can feel daunting, but sometimes it's necessary to bring awareness to their behavior. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of speaking the truth with kindness. When pointing out their traits, avoid accusing or blaming. Instead, use I statements to express how their actions affect you. For example, when you dismiss my ideas, I feel disrespected. This approach is less likely to provoke defensiveness and more likely to spark reflection. It's essential to remain calm and composed during these conversations. Narcissists may deny or deflect, but your goal isn't to win an argument. It's to plant a seed of awareness. Over time, they may begin to see the impact of their behavior. Buddhism teaches us that everyone has the potential for growth and change. Even a narcissist can evolve if they choose to. However, their transformation is not your responsibility. Your role is to speak your truth and let go of the outcome. Approaching this with compassion doesn't mean tolerating abuse. It means addressing the issue without hatred or anger. By doing so, you protect your peace while encouraging them to reflect on their actions. Lesson 4. Prioritize yourself and your well-being. Narcissists often consume our time, energy, and emotional resources. To counter this, Buddhism teaches us to practice self-compassion and prioritize our well-being. Start by tuning into your needs. Are you getting enough rest? Are you nurturing your hobbies and relationships? When you take care of yourself, you build resilience against the narcissist's draining behavior. Set aside time for self-care each day. This could be meditating, exercising, or simply enjoying a quiet moment with a cup of tea. These practices ground you and replenish your energy. Learn to say no without guilt. If a narcissist demands your time or attention, it's okay to decline. Remember, your well-being matters just as much as theirs. Buddhism reminds us that true happiness comes from within, not from external validation. By focusing on your growth and inner peace, you create a shield against their negativity. When you prioritize yourself, you send a powerful message. Your life is not theirs to control. This shift in focus can disarm a narcissist and help you regain your sense of autonomy. Lesson 5. Minimize contact whenever possible. Sometimes, the best way to deal with a narcissist is to limit your interactions. Buddhism encourages us to practice mindful detachment, letting go of relationships that harm our peace. If the narcissist is a coworker, relative, or someone you can't completely avoid, find ways to reduce contact. Keep conversations brief and stick to neutral topics. Avoid sharing personal information they could use against you. In cases where cutting ties is an option, consider whether the relationship is worth the emotional toll. This doesn't mean giving up on people, it means protecting your energy. Letting go can be difficult, especially if you care about the person. But Buddhism teaches us that clinging to toxic relationships only prolongs suffering. By releasing what no longer serves you, you create space for healthier connections. Remember, minimizing contact is not an act of spite but an act of self-love. It allows you to focus on what truly matters and move forward with clarity and peace. Lesson 6. Connect with trusted friends. Narcissists often isolate their targets, making them feel alone and unsupported. Buddhism highlights the importance of sangha, or community, in our journey toward peace and wisdom. Reach out to friends and loved ones you trust. Share your experiences and feelings with them. A strong support system can provide perspective, encouragement, and comfort. Sometimes, just having someone listen can be incredibly healing. Choose people who uplift you and remind you of your worth. Avoid those who dismiss your feelings or enable the narcissist's behavior. If you don't have a strong support network, consider joining a group or community that shares your values. This could be a meditation group, a therapy circle, or even an online forum. Being surrounded by like-minded individuals can strengthen your resolve and remind you that you're not alone. Buddhism teaches us that connection is a source of strength. By leaning on others, we create a foundation of support that helps us navigate challenges with grace and resilience. Lesson 7. Keep a record of their actions and words. Narcissists are often skilled at twisting the truth and denying their behavior. Keeping a record can help you stay grounded in reality. Write down specific incidents, including dates, actions, and words. This documentation can serve as a reference if they try to manipulate the narrative. It's also valuable if you ever need to involve a third party, such as a mediator or legal authority. Buddhism encourages us to observe reality with clarity. By recording their actions, you gain a clearer understanding of patterns in their behavior. This awareness can help you anticipate their tactics and prepare your responses. Documenting their actions isn't about dwelling on negativity, it's about protecting yourself. It provides a sense of empowerment and helps you maintain perspective when they try to distort the truth. Keeping records can also aid in your healing journey. Over time, you may notice how far you've come in reclaiming your power and peace. This progress can inspire you to continue prioritizing your well-being. Dealing with a narcissist is challenging, but it's also an opportunity for growth. By incorporating Buddhist teachings, you can handle these situations with grace, wisdom, and compassion. Each lesson offers a way to reclaim your peace and power. Whether it's becoming unresponsive, setting boundaries, or seeking support, these steps are practical and transformative. Remember, the path to peace begins within. By staying true to yourself and practicing mindfulness, you can rise above the narcissist's games and live a life filled with clarity and joy.